you like to dress.
Dios, papi, no puedo dejar de sentir una especial que genera de usted.
You already know.
Sometimes it's hard to explain how you feel when your troubles are weighing you down. And it's hard to accept that the world has your back when you cry and there's no one around. But it's okay, girl, to take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Breathe Nobody said it'd be easy. You're working hard to take care of your baby. And the way the world's set up, even when you make it up, you got to keep it moving on. So it's okay, girl. Take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Just breathe. Just breathe. Trouble now. When you I know you're tired of stressing with the world on your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. I know you're tired of stressing. Oh, yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What up, family? It's your girl, JustPatrice, live with JustPatrice. PlowRadio.com is officially in the building. I just want to thank y'all for hanging out with me today on Welcome to Monday. It is Monday, November 4th. Approximately 1:45 in the afternoon, and we are here to have some great conversation, good vibes, and share some good love energy. I know it's been a minute since y'all seen me. Things have been life, and of course, life is all of life. But I'm here today, and I'm here with a special word, a special conversation that I want to have with y'all. You know, that when I'm away, I'm always reflecting, of course. I'm trying to do my best, get my head on the best to get my head on straight. And sometimes I'm successful, and sometimes it just don't come. Shout out to Lorena Star Marie. Hey, how are you? I am doing. I am not doing great. I decided that, and you know, sometimes you got to
How do I say this? Mm, let me think about this. Whatever. Sometimes, like when you go to work, you got to get up, you got to go to work, and you got to go to work anyway. And the thing is that sometimes when you go to work, you not sometimes, then when you go to work, you're supposed to be able to um, be on deck. Like you got to go do your job, right? Things need to get done. You got to cross the T's and dot the I's on 110%. Like you can't half ass your job, right? Especially when you go to work and you always put for like 120, 150, you know what I'm saying? Of a percent of yourself. You know what I mean? Sometimes though, you got to take a moment for yourself because when you go to work, they expect you to be able to do your job. I am very, 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 very lucky to work with an organization and in a business who believes in being making sure that your health is in order mentally and emotionally and physically, um, and don't require you to uh, put a mask on and pretend that you are okay when you are not. So shout out to blowradio.com for being that kind of boss, right? But I also was like, as far as calm goes, as far as all the things go, like, you got to show up and do work, right? And you got to do the work because the people don't necessarily know what is happening in your life personally, especially as a wellness provider. They want you to help them be well. And I try to explain to people that if I'm not well, I swear. Listen, I don't know. Lorena, you watch it. Let me know if it jumped off real quick. It looked like it's still there. It looked like it. That's what it looked like. Let me make sure I'm still connected over here. I don't know. It looked like maybe it might have tried to drop for a second. I hope it wasn't for very long at all because I'm looking and it don't seem like it. Um, I appreciate the love and the hugs, Lorena. I appreciate that. Um, okay, thank you. I'm back. Okay, look. How do I explain this? It's so people ask me, what do you need? If you know me, then you know that the last few um years of my life have been quite tumultuous. um and like seriously, it's not like little turmoil, little trauma, whatever. These are like big major events happening in my life that have put me on a down slot emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You get what I'm saying? And in my personal opinion, physically as well. I just don't feel uh like I can give all of myself anymore to anything. Um yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I have been working diligently to stay on top of so many different things, you know what I mean? But being in a service business and having to be available at the behest of my clients, at the behest of my viewers, followers, friends, whatever it is, to be consistently available to you all in the most productive way possible is quite difficult. And I don't think that people who are not in not just this industry, but who are not in the industry of service or who are not self-employed grasp any of these concepts because for some reason we are all taught that well do it anyway. or push through. You can do it. I could get it done. It's gonna be raggedy as hell, but we're gonna get it done. It's just not gonna be, your best work. And when you want to be represented by your best work, you have to make some adjustments. I'm gonna take these glasses off because they are getting on my nerves. You push through. Of course, cross a couple of T's, dot some I's. Here we go. If you are watching the show, then you are tuned in, of course, to either my YouTube channel or you are on my Facebook page. I did not post live anywhere else on purpose, and I think I'm going to keep it this way. I think that going forward, as I'm building, rebuilding, and rebranding, which is my intention, constantly constantly building and constantly rebranding. Like, I've been trying to just like literally refine myself. Some people are really party people, some people are homebodies, some people are family oriented, some people, and I'm still trying to figure out what some of that is for myself so that I can spend less time defending myself to people and defending my choices. I feel like Lauren Hill, who go to the concert, and she be like, I guess I'm gonna go out today. Or I mean, today I don't have the energy, the emotional and mental capacity. Is she a Gemini? I think Lauren is a Gemini. Capacity to be able to be available to people. Um, but you want to be, and you want to genuinely be that. And so when life happens to you, happens for you, whatever, however, whatever the tomato, glass half empty, glass half full that you're feeling, you have to wonder, like, what is that, right? What is that? What is going on? What is happening to the capacity that's got you so disarray that you can't even function? Like, some people find um confusion, brokenheartedness, um sadness, depression. Some people find those things like just outlandishly unattractive. When you see your partner or see somebody that you're dealing with intimately, and you see them going through any of those things, and you are turned off by them, that is a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. I know. I'm switching bottles of what I'm drinking, so I don't have to have the big bottle um in my face. Um, Not everybody is able to handle that. Um, and then you are put in a position that, let me stop talking and referred statements back to real quick. Let me get my babbling together because I'm babbling. Um, like I said, crossing T's and dotting I's. First part of the show is to remind you all that if you are watching the show, then you are tuned into Facebook Live or onto my YouTube channel, which is where I'm glad you are. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would be super. If you would like to, if you haven't liked my YouTube channel, in the post that I made right before this one, the link to the YouTube channel is there, and I invite you to look at it. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go and share the link to my YouTube channel to all of the people that are on my Facebook page, and then you can see it from there. Um, if you are listening to the show, of course, you are logged into blowradio.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We could be anywhere else doing anything, but today and all days, you have decided to spend some time with me, and I greatly appreciate that. I'm sure the station appreciate it. And as we move forward, we can talk about professionalism as the holiday season is coming. This is already not my favorite season. And now I have even more reason to feel in my mind, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I'm seeking optimism, being honest about where I am and trying to be clear about how it is I'm feeling and what it is that I am requiring. Is that mine? Okay. Okay, thank you. But even in that space, I don't know. Somebody asked me, what do you need? And that is today's topic. What do you need? like need, like for real need. And then in parentheses, like I'm all lied out, right? Because I am tired of like faking the front. That whole fake it till you make it shit, like it don't work, yo. Well, it's not working for me. I don't know if it's working for y'all, and if y'all feel better about it. Baby girl, Ruthia posted, she said, I don't know who need to hear this, but you're not the only person that's going through something. And I feel that 110%. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am absolutely not the only person that is going through anything. I'm not the only person that's lost a family member, who is dealing with financial troubles, who has professional business decisions that you're trying to sort out. Like, I'm not the only person. But here's the deal with that, right? I'm also not the only person who has to interact with other people. And it's because you are having a shitty day does not give you carte blanche to be shitty to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is treating you bad, or something or someone in your life has put a monkey wrench in your game. That don't give you the authority or the permission to be terrible to people. And I don't want to get on here, and I don't want to get on here and be like, and this is happening in my life, and that is happening in my, it's enough of that happening already. Um Life is doing life. And that is what some people can, some people manage it better than others. I personally am not a good manager of life and the shit out of me. I'm just not good at that. I've been needing to take a pause so I can wrap my mind around what the hell is happening. Give me a moment. And as a wellness professional, I can tell you that when you are mentally and emotionally out of aligned, out of alignment, your body is doing all the things to try to tell you to fix it. And because it knows that if those things do not, if those things fail to get in check or alignment, you are facing demise. And I know a lot of people don't think that, like, but that's why it's called fight or flight. Like, if your body knows what is going on with it, and hey, if you don't stop doing this, or hey, if you don't do more of that, then we're gonna check out. Like, we stop doing that. It's what your body tells you. And I wish that my body had spent more time telling me, or I listened, my body would spend less time telling me, and that I had spent more time listening. I'm not like, and I have to thank God for this in all kinds of ways. Do I thank him for it? I am not um physically, how do I say this? I'm not terminal in any capacity. You understand what I'm saying? Um I'm trying to find it so I can share it. I'm not, and I should be thankful for that, right? Mhm. I should be. I should be thankful for that. I should feel like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." Right? That's how I should feel. What is this? Oh, I don't even know what that is, but I appreciate the video. Let's see if it's live. Oh, look at that. I didn't change. I didn't even notice. So this is where I'm at, right? I'm trying to get the link, whatever. I I'm I want to talk like we talking, right? Like, for real. I want to have a good. Hey, Marima, how you doing? How you doing? She said, "Hey, Trace, hi, I appreciate that." So I want to talk though about. I want to talk, and I want to put away all of the fluff. If so, y'all ready? I want y'all to get ready, like, no, seriously, because it may be triggering, and I'm okay. I understand that it may be triggering, but I need y'all to, like, I want to have a for real conversation with you. And I'm gonna need y'all to take a minute, go on and settle in, get ready for it because I want to talk, but I want to talk for real. I don't want to do the pretend fluff. I don't want to do the oh my god, I don't I, I don't got none of that right now. Okay? So let's talk about it. Like for real. What do you need? Okay? That is today's topic. What do you need? Because people have been asking me that for about a week now, and I don't have an answer. I feel some kind of way about that. Like I feel some kind of way. And my answer is never like I understand that when you have financial troubles that it's not necessarily that you don't have the money, you have the ability, you're just trying to figure out how to best utilize where to put what to do in certain cases and changes, whatever. It's not just money. When you are having some emotional discord or disappointment or whatever, it's not necessarily that you need to end the relationship. You need to learn something in that space and how to engage, how to function, how to teach people. Like it's something that you need when we are lacking spiritually, then we know that we haven't spent the time or dedicated the time to connect with our spiritual self or our spiritual source, whatever that is. And for me, it will be God. Um, when we are physically inept or dealing with some issues about our weight or things like that is because we haven't taken the time to do the things that our body needs to be better. And the truth of the matter is, I don't know what I need because I don't know how to manage any of the feelings that I am feeling. I want to say that and sure, no problem. I could just sort it out, but I can just sort it out energy. I don't have that. I don't have that. I wanna um let me do this too. So people don't think I'm just sending anything. Yeah, there we go. And then I can collect this and do this together. I don't have the energy to do that. Would you need some hugs? So I thought that I might have needed some hugs. I thought that I might need to just be around, but my level of irritation and my level of patience is negative. It's absolutely negative. So what you got on air for, Patrice? I got on air because sometimes you need to say this stuff out loud. And I figured that shit, might as well had a conversation about the show. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about what's happening in the entertainment industry. Okay. I absolutely don't want to talk about that shit. I don't I not that I don't care. I do care. But I care about other things more. We can argue up and down about whether or not you should be voting and who you should be voting for. I don't we are not if we are not voting to secure our future, to secure the quality of life for our children, then what are you doing? You need a right now fix for a right of what? Like everybody is seeking some kind of reparation, some type of they owe us, we owe this or whatever. And when we're getting these little tidbits, we are not effectively utilizing them. And then guess what? If you cannot be a good steward over a few things, how, pray tell you, shall you be a great steward over many things? And how? If you can't manage these two, why would I give you six? I'm not. I assume that God ain't gonna do it either. Or your universe or your goddess, whomever it is that you worship. Um, no disrespect. We all got our thing. And for me, is this, right? I don't know. I've been looking for like answers. Like somebody asked me again, why are you not in a relationship? Why are you not in a relationship? What do you need as a result of um the loss of your family member? Um the last week on the 27th, my brother passed away unexpectedly. And navigating that has been a very intense, but for a very quiet journey. And not quiet because I had to be, but quiet because sometimes you just don't know what else to say. You don't know what else to say. You don't know what else to do. And I'm not his children. I'm not his wife. You know what I'm saying? He's not my son. So you think about um the way that relationships are supposed to be prioritized, and we don't talk enough about the sibling relationship and the value in the sibling relationship. This is why I try to tell people also that people don't talk about when we start talking about death or life changing and transition and things like that. We always talking about parents losing their children or children losing their parents. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. We don't talk typically about the other relationships and how they are affected when someone transitions. We don't necessarily talk about friendships. What's gonna happen when we all get together, we hanging out. Everybody want to talk about all the good fun stuff, but no one wants to talk about well, well, what is my life gonna be like when you leave? Because somebody's gotta leave. One of us gonna leave, whether it's me or you in this relationship. One of us is going to leave. Um, no one, no one wants to talk about that. Like no one talks about, like for real, talk about what happens if your child, your daughter, your son transitions before you. It's just your shows be so dark. I'll just be talking about real life shit. Like we talked about breast health awareness, we talk about breast cancer, we talk about mental health illness, we talk about depression, all the things we talking about that stuff because y'all act like it don't exist. Like it's just like, oh, this is what happened. No, somebody needs to have the conversation. Somebody needs some clarity. Somebody needs to understand what's going on. Somebody needs to make sure that you know what I'm saying they're not losing their shit every time something happens. Like this disruption is just it's just unattractive in life. Yes, I'm sending out text messages, y'all, and I'm sending the inboxes because I want people to talk. Log into um my YouTube channel and not necessarily just the other one, but I'm okay with that as well. Um, let me see. Um, I have trying to figure out like, do I need hugs? What is it gonna provide me? Are the hugs gonna be comforting? I don't know. What do you need? What do you need? I don't know. Do I need somebody to talk with about it? Let's see. I'm gonna sit down and have the conversation over and over again and try to sort out how I'm feeling. Am I angry? Am I upset? Am I disappointed? Do I feel I don't know. What does that look like for this? Or what is it? I don't know. Do you want something to eat? I always want something to eat, but is it gonna make you feel better? No, because my appetite has depleted like crazy. But I'm still trying to figure out what can I eat? You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta eat something and I'm not trying to pass out. I'm not trying to I'm just not trying to be with in a position like okay, let me pause again because I just got distracted again. This is what happens when people go to work and they're not well. When you are quote unquote pushing through it. This is when you are sitting behind the desk and um you are missing numbers because you are pushing through it. When you are answering phone calls and your call log is not the best, and someone comes to you and they say, "Well, we noticed that today. Did you notice that today I'm also functioning at half mast? And you asked me to be here anyway. So do you want me to leave or no?" Well, we know we want to make sure. You don't want to make sure because if you wanted to make sure I was well, you would not prioritize. You would not make me feel like or require this to be a priority for me to be here, and you would not put me in a position that I would not be doing my best, and then you're gonna man, we gotta redo all the work. That don't make no sense. It makes no sense, but people, it happens all the time. Think about it. Having these odd conversations about what life is offering you or what life is not offering you, um, and how do you plan to move through it? I don't know. I haven't said I don't know this much in a long time, right? But the truth is, I don't know. You need some hugs. You need to focus on what? I need to focus on what? Would you like me to pretend more that none of this is happening? You like me to look certain people? I'm how tired is I'm looking people in the faces. These bitches, I know you don't like me, and whatever in little energy you got, I don't want to be bothered with none of that. I am all lied out. I don't have the capacity to pretend with you anymore. Like not even a little bit. And you if you can't be cordial, you don't have to speak to me. But you don't gotta pretend. And you know what also I don't like at all? Just because somebody is not unkind to you does not mean that they don't have an unkind spirit. And if you would like to choose, they gotta be extra nice to you because of the dirt that they have done. I just need to like it's crazy to even explain that. And when you see somebody being this fake and then they mad because you can see them and because you have the capacity to call them out, but you don't. That's the thing. That's the thing. When you go through so much, I want to say, like this is more so of a what do you need? I need to stop having to pretend with these fake ass people just because they are in certain positions for other folk and I could just not be messy and nasty, period. I am so tired of not wanting to have to ruin somebody's reputation just because I care more about the symmetry and the collection of love and the calming of love between black people and women particularly. I'm tired of not telling people how much of a bitch you are and how fucked up you some of the stuff that you have done just to save face because you don't want to look like a quote unquote hater. It's not nothing. I don't care about looking like a hater. Now I got to explain to you and defend all the stuff. And I'm not saying that my experience is going to be yours, but I have reached a capacity of pretending that I even like you. Stop talking to me, fam. Don't look over here. That's where I be. Don't even look at me. You know I'm here. Don't look over here. Don't make no contact with me. Get out of my energy. Get away from here. Why are you looking over here to see if I'm looking? If I'm looking, I'm minding my business, and you look at me dead in my face. Why? You don't even like me. Is it if you are don't you're not that invested? You just really thought that I just never was going to be able to be around again. You was never going to see me again. We live in this small ass city. How could you think? How could you think? Mm. Oh, snatching words right out of my soul. You so crazy. Look at that. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm really tired of that. And I'm tired of the level of assumed professionalism that people just be like, well, it don't matter. It do matter. Stop letting these people get away with treating other people like garbage. And y'all protecting whom? Your own interests. Say that. Say that, because there's nothing wrong with that. Well, she did this for me, and I don't want to. Well, let her or she or him do whatever it is that they had done for you without you trying to put me in a position that I gotta be. I'm not being kind to nobody that treated me like shit. That came for my life for no reason. I'm not doing it. And I'm gonna go where I'm going and mind my business. But if every time I'm doing what I do and I look up and you keep seeing me, get your ass out my face. I'ma still be here. I'ma still do the things that I was doing because I was doing them before you got here. I remember when I graduated high school and I was in college and I had a girlfriend who I thought was my friend, like my homegirl, but all she was doing was I can't wait till she moved. So then she could end up dating or be freely dating the dude that I was messing around with, who she ended up marrying. And I was very ecstatic that they got married because I feel like if you gonna fumble me, then fumble me for the big game. You understand what I'm saying? And not so much even him. I didn't really care about him. I cared about the relationship that she and I had and how she squandered it in the lies that came along with that. That bothered me so much, and my level of forgiveness is like negative. I that's just not something that I've been able to let go of. I don't forgive for that. I have not forgiven that. The behavior, the way, the welcomingness, and how deep into my life you was, only to be talking about me behind my back, hopeful to be able to snake me harder. That made absolutely no sense to me. And I don't got no respect for that. And I'll never respect that ever, like ever. That's just some things I just don't forget. Something that I have yet to forgive. And I'll say that because God working on me every day. Maybe tomorrow he'd be like, you know what? Whatever. And I don't feel like I missed out on an opportunity. I just missed out on a friendship. And not gonna say I missed out on. I hated the way that took a toll on who I was as a person. If you didn't like it or she didn't like it or whomever, in a point in that moment, could I just like, why don't people have these fucking conversations? I'm gonna tell you right now. I've had, if I've done something to you, caused you harm emotionally, mentally, spiritually, I ain't never cost nobody no money. But if I've done something to you that hurt your feelings and you didn't have the capacity to talk to me about it when it was happening, the follow up on that gonna be real hard for you. I'm just keeping it 100 because I don't want to talk about it later. If you had the capacity to harm to experience the harm and then in return harm me, we don't have nothing to talk about. You that was your talk. That was your talk. If you felt like you needed to do something back to me, even though you thought that maybe what had happened may have been a misunderstanding, but you still felt it was necessary to that was our talk. I don't want to hear, but I thought I misunderstood. I don't give no fuck. None. 0.0. 0.00 at this point. Because now you feel, now you're redeemed, right? You redeemed yourself and all the things that come along with that. Oh, please don't let that be. God dang it. Oh, hold on one moment though. Let me play this song real quick because I think my battery is about to go low. So I'm going to play. Oh, you know what? It's perfect. I'm gonna play No Hero by Audie while I fix this real quick because if I try to play anything else, my gosh, we already know what that's gonna look like. Yeah, No Hero. Let's see what that does. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Exactly. There's absolutely nothing to discuss. Nothing. You handled it. Now it is what the fuck it is. That's it. I'm not gonna talk to you about it later. And I know some people be like, well, Patrice, what? Patrice, my ass. You had every opportunity to talk to me about to get clarity. So be sure when you showed up. And at this after that moment is over. Yeah, I try to explain to me. Listen, no hero. There it is. I try to explain to people. Listen all the time. There it is. I try to explain to people all the time. Listen to me very closely. If you, if somebody steals from you, plain and simple, somebody stole something from you, you want them to be persecuted. You want your stuff either returned and because most people don't just want their stuff back. Some people want their stuff returned and they want you to suffer the consequences of the behavior that you just put out there, right? Some people really want that for them, and they want it for you too. But here's the thing, though: if somebody steals your stuff and then you go steal their stuff, you are asking for the same consequences. Here's Audie Mac, Audie Amore, no hero. Let me get this chord real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. Go ahead.
I can't leap over buildings in a single bound. I can't deflect bullets with my hand. I'm not faster than the speed of sound. I'm not Superman. But I know I'll catch your fall. When you think I'm not that strong, I gotta save the world, save the girl. I'm no hero, but I'm yours. I can't fly through the air, be everywhere, but I can. I'm no hero, but I'm yours. I'm just a simple man, but I want it all. I'm just like you, wanna be there soon as you call. Wanna drop everything, but that's so insane. But I want you to look at me like I'm 10 feet tall. And I know I'll catch your fall. When you think I'm not that strong, I gotta save the world, save the girl. I'm no hero, but I'm yours. I can't fly through the air and be everywhere, but I can. I'm no hero. And I'm yours, yeah. Show you in so many little ways how I love you. Oh, ooh. And I know I'll get you fall. You think I'm not that strong. The world will save the girl. I'm your hero, but I'm your. I can't fly through the air, be everywhere, but I can't. I'm no hero. Even without my cage, I will try to save the day. Oh, no hero.
That's always gonna be my go-to. So that's why I feel like that's a dope intermission. Is it? That's an intermission. Shout out to Adi Moore, No Hero off the Hampton House album. Listen, one of my favorite joints. But it's always so perfect. Like uh I'm not a hero. I am not in no way, shape, or form perfect. You know what I mean? But I do. I got people that don't have expectations of other people. That's a lie. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm absolutely not doing that. I'm over it. Like I'm just over the nonsense. I'm over the BS. I'm over the all the stuff. And my level of patience and um being understanding, I'm in a null space right now. Straight up. That I'm not gonna be rude or unkind to somebody, but not giving you what you want or not doing whatever it is that you think that I should be doing because it's convenient for you. That don't mean I'm rude to you because I'm not doing what you want me to do. So now I'm being unkind. Or because you feel like I should be dot dot dot. Now I'm not being understanding. Or because you think maybe I I'm listen, my people pleasing button is turned it off. Off. And I'm not here to hurt nobody. I'm not here to cause anybody any certain type of detriment. I am not trying to put you in a position where you feel obligated. As a matter of fact, don't do nothing for me that is going to require that I pay it back because I don't got it. I don't have it emotionally. I don't have it mentally. I don't have it spiritually. I don't have it financially. I don't have a dime of any type of currency, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, or financial currency to give away for nothing. I just don't have it, yo. I just don't have it. And if it's something else that you need, and if it's that what you need, friend, I'm gonna have to put my referral button on. And then for somebody was like, well, what do you need, Patrice? I can give you. I don't need, and I need a lot of stuff. But to deal with the emotions that I'm feeling right now, I don't know what I need. I'll tell you. I need a lot of things. I need some good I need time. Can you manage to give me some time? No? Okay. I need I need patience and understanding. I need that while I'm trying to sort it out. I need you to not call me and only ever want something when you call me. That's what I need. I need for you to call and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And the conversation not turn into me counseling you. I need um I need people that are gatekeeping to sit their asses down to take a lunch break. Okay, that's what I need. I need people that are sitting in front of a particular gate. Unless it's the gate to your heart, the gate to your mind, the gate to your children. Get away from the gate, G. Get your ass from in front of the gate. That is what I need. I need compassion. I need people to pause before you speak because people have been allowing you to say and do whatever they that you want to do. People have been allowing you to say and do whatever it is that you want. And what we are failing to understand is that it's later for that. Because when you say and do whatever you want and there are no consequences, you think that you can just do whatever. It's like these kids running these lights and no consequences. Unfortunately, that the consequence that some of them are facing is mortality, the loss of their life. So I don't know why you think you can just say or do whatever you want to do and not catch this mouth or catch these hands. Why do you think you should be able to do that to people? I'm gonna just say, well, I mean, I'm entitled to feel how I want to feel. You are, you are, you are. Why? How is it so easily forgotten? That is a double sided. a stone, a double-edged sword, how you want to look at it. When you say something to people, just getting how you feel out. You don't think that those people that you said that to have the right to say or do anything in return? You think you could just be able to say and do whatever you want to do and just go on about your day, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing or say or do nothing back to you in return? Who does? Who even thinks that that makes sense? How are you regulating that in your mind? You can't just walk up to people and randomly say shit. You get as well as the same thing. It's the same. I don't care if you have been in this person life all they can. All of this people have been. If you have been in these people's life all their lives, please understand that the possibility that the that the return comment is so real, yo. Like there is recourse for every action. For every action. What up, Mo? How you doing? What's good? Thank you for joining the conversation. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just saying, you as a parent to a child, even that conversation is real light smooth because there are consequences to the things that you say. As a parent to an adult child, you still have to be mind. You have to be even more mindful now because what if that adult child decides who is you talking to, fam? What if that happens? What you gonna do? What you do? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That's crazy. Good afternoon, Mark. How you doing, bro? Good to have you join the conversation. What you gonna do? You gonna lose it? Feel disrespected because you didn't take the time to. It's your significant other. You just calling them out their name, talking to them, and when you get mad at them, you say whatever you want to say, no matter how belittling or how hurting your words are. You just say it, and then you wonder why you got choked out. But you can't just put your hands, or you can't just put your mouth on people. This is how people. This is how you get choked out, right? This is how you manage to get choked out because shh, or take a moment and pause because you don't know. This is like we telling people all the time. Don't play with people with that I love you shit. Don't do that. Don't be like, oh my God, I just love you so much. And then you run around and run their heart through the mud. And you just don't know how people are going to respond. I'm gonna tell you what'll happen is you end up on the first 48. And then be like, well, how come people just can't let words get to them? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Same example I've been using for years. Y'all know poetic justice. The end of the show, right? Not towards the end of the movie. They riding in that mail truck. Tupac trying to holler at Janet. She got her girl with her. He got his boy with him, and she get in the back. And when I say she talking so much trash to him, you get what I'm saying? When I say she start going off on this dude, like calling him weak, calling him all kind of this, all kind of things, like he this and he that, and then the level of disrespect that she just kept going and kept going until she got like that. And when none of them wasn't moving him enough, she kept saying more. And then when that wasn't moving him enough, she just kept saying more until he slapped the hell out of her, right? And then when he slapped the hell out of her, then it was, oh my God, I can't believe you hit me. How about you deserve to be fought on? How about that? How about keep your mouth off of people? Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say deserve, I mean like you can't be in control of how people feel. And you got to watch what you're saying to people because there are consequences. When you push the button, then you're gonna catch the reaction. Everybody is not in a position where they can be like, well, I'm gonna turn the other cheek. I hear what you're saying to me. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna hear I'm listening to you. Everybody don't have that. And then sometimes you're gonna say the wrong thing to some person, and they're gonna cut loose on you. Then you gonna feel wronged and violated. Because in that particular moment, they should have just been more understanding to let you say and do whatever it is that you wanted to say and do whatever. How does that even make any sense? How does that make any what's happening, Jesse? Go ahead and put it up. Because there's no other way to not do it, okay? There's no other way. There's no other way to get it done. Just go ahead and do it. Go no go ahead, go on and go. Really? Y'all say hi to my mom. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. You have to be mindful because I mean, what do you need? They're asking, what do you need? I need people to be respectful. I need people to act like um I don't necessarily want people to treat me like I treat them because you can't. That is a crime against humanity. But what I do expect is courtesy. I respect respect. I expect respect. I expect consideration. I expect thoughtfulness. If you can't do those things, then you can expect to catch this work. I'm just saying, Marima said hi, Mama Teresa. She waved. She said hi. PD the writer, I think that's Prince Dan. He said, hey. Yeah. I think that when you put yourself in a position to receive that type of that energy, if you can't do these little fruit 2, 3, 10 things, then the whole point is to what? To you follow me? It's certain things that a person requires. And if you don't do that, then you can also expect there to be consequences. Don't get me wrong. That people are required to share what their expectations are. You don't have to you can't make just general assumptions. Nobody knows these things, right? Nobody knows all the things. Oh man. Okay. No, ma'am. What do you not know? Maurice said, "Don't be looking at Mama like that." Maurice, as in Mo, yeah. And Prince said, "Yes, it's Prince. I see. I got you. It's PD the writer. I got you." And you can put that back. Really? Can I help with anything? Let me see. Let me see it real quick. I was looking for something. Could you open that cabinet real quick while I'm thinking about it? Can you just open up the side too? I want to see all the way in. What happened to the silver bowl that had that cream in it that I had? It's downstairs. I was looking for it the other day. It did, girl. I'm so sorry. Oh, amen. Yeah, no problem. Really? What you doing, man? Okay, okay, okay. I will shortly. Okay, are those potatoes? Okay, okay. What, Jesse? Yes, it is. Like what? Oh, that was so. Oh. Thank you for the drink, juice. It is. What do you need? So I'm gonna ask you right now. What do you need? Right. You have to take that pause and you have to figure out what that is. And this is me taking my pause and trying to figure out what it is. I can talk. We can ramble. We can talk about different bits and pieces. Um, what do you need? And in regards to the passing of my brother, what I don't know what I need. I don't know. I never thought about that. And I ask other people who have lost siblings also, what is that like or what is the life like? And then you got to explain the technicalities of the relationship because I didn't grow up in a house with my brother, but he's still my brother. Um and when you try to sort out exactly what is happening, um it take a while to piece all of this together. You be like, what is taking the time that like what is it why does it take you so long to process this? As we getting older, and what's this is November 4th of 2024. Do y'all know how many people have passed away this close in the last 3 years? Three, maybe four. I'm gonna say 3 years, and to just give it a little room to breathe. This Hellcat, you understand what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot. And people talk about life and death, and you start talking about spirituality and start trying to get some clarity or even just little bit to understanding of what that looks like in your life. You know what I'm saying? And how to measure it based on your spirituality. And the truth of the matter is it's definitely way more difficult than I signed up for. But I'm remembering a conversation that I was having with one of my homegirls about spirituality, religion, and we talked about I don't know if it's something that we were watching on a TikTok or putting together, like how you accepted this assignment, right? Not my flesh, but my spirit accepted this assignment. God was like, yeah, I need this to happen, and this is the timeline that's gonna work on. You get what I'm saying? And you be like, pourquoi, sir? You get what I'm saying? And what to do with all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And then that come on, man. There it is. You accepted the job, but accepting the job means what though? You know what I'm saying? And all the things that come along with it, just like we talked, that's how we started the show. Except that when you get the job, you got to do all the things, even when you don't really want to. When you don't really, everything okay? Ma, okay. Ma, what's wrong? Um, okay. What is it? Okay. Uh, Morima said, in the last 4 years, I lost my son, my brother, my grandmother, my mother, and my uncle. Everybody over me in my immediate family is gone. I still don't know what I need. Exactly. I understand that completely. What's wrong? No, no, I didn't. You think that's funny? Are you offended by it? Why? I didn't ask for that. Where it came from, but give me a code to send it back. No, no, I didn't. PD the writer said, I lost two brothers and a friend this year. I get it. What do you get? Tell me what do you get? What do you get? That's good. You know what? The lines are open, and I'm gonna go ahead and move this so I can make sure I can answer this phone call. Um, 414 885 4739 area code 414 885 4739. If you want to call in and let's talk about it. We can talk about it. Tell me what you get, cause I don't even know what you're talking about. If you're not at work and you got time to call me, cause you already know. I want to know what the word is. That you said you get it. What you get? What is there to get that we need to be getting? Let me make sure. Uh huh. Cause maybe I'm missing it. That sometimes you just need space and time to breathe. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So is that what you need, or is that what you are deducing that I need? Because I mean, maybe you know something I don't. Because I already told you I don't know what I need. But maybe it's something that you can, I don't know, share with me. I appreciate it. I was like, you said you get it. What are we getting? And I I want to say, people look for life to go back to normal, quote unquote. I don't even know what that looks like. What's a normal? I'll take my break and call. You're welcome to take your break and call. You know the number. The line is open and ready for you if you want to. Who is this? Oh my. You know what? Oh, I see that she texted me. Husband like that, but your brother was a wonderful. Okay, I know your father too. Hi, Patrice. I saw the post that you lost your brother. Heard about it yesterday because, and I knew him. So very, very sorry. Just want you to know that. Okay, then I created us to have experienced death, to have to experience death. That's why so devastating. See, I had a question about that. I had a question about that. And this person says, Jehovah did not create us to have to experience death, and that's why it's so devastating, especially when it's unexpected. How is that possible? How is it that we were not created to be born and we die? So how is that? Am I missing something? I got don't I got a question. Marima said, when you lose someone, that's the one time where you really need people to be mind readers. Tell you okay. I don't know. Rima, I don't know. I I don't want nobody to try to read my mind and figure out stuff. You got because they're gonna do it wrong. Or I'm afraid that they'll do it wrong and I might not like it. So and then I have to pretend to be appreciative of something that I really don't want or I didn't like in the first place. I don't know about that. I mean, tell me. You teaching me something right now. I'm willing to learn. So teach me. Cause I don't know, fam. I don't know. Don't you know I'm here to talk? I know we're not close friends, stuff like that. You better not one from young man, and of course, I know your father too. I'm not in the position. I'm gonna say this again to be out in the streets and somebody walk up to me and try to share to me experiences and stories that they've had um, with my brother. I've already had it done twice. And I know I can't make no big old post to say, hey, if you see me, don't say anything to me about such and such, such and such. I don't everybody needs different things, right? Everybody needs something different. And I the stuff that some people re- consider encouraging or enlightening or however you want to call it, I typically I'm slightly bothered by. You understand me? Like I only wanted to be around people who really know me and truly love me because most times you can't even formulate the words for what you need or what you want or what you feel. Those people know how to do or not do, and they can successfully play gatekeeper for you. I received that, and thanks for the clarity on that because I'm like, okay, so and so here's the thing about so that's like my new normal. Right? Like I only want to be around people who really know me and truly love me. Like I don't want to spend no time. This is the moment where I feel like that statement, no new friends come into play. Even though I don't feel like I don't want any new friends, I'm down to know people, down to get people to know me, things like that. And let's talk about it and let's grow. But my trust level is like a negative, far on the other way way to the left because people be lying for no reason. Oh, here we go. I got, I do
Call
have
from Prince
questions.
Daniel. To accept, press 1.
Thank you for logging on to blowradio.com. You are officially live with Just Patrice. Welcome to Monday, Prince Daniel. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing, Big Sis?
Oh, I'm feeling a little irritable, but thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Mm,
Um, no, so what I mean by like I get it is
uh-huh.
that after losing like because losing two brothers, losing a friend this year, like all within like 45 days of each other. Um, I'm always the same after like a death. I don't want to talk to anybody. And if I do talk to people, I don't really want to talk to them about the passing of whoever it was that I was close to.
Okay.
Because you know what I mean? Unless it's somebody who really genuinely knew them like I knew them, it's just kind of one of those things. Is like, yeah, like I always offer any if there's anything I could do, because most of the time there's not much you can really do, and a lot of the time people don't like condole like the droll. the long, drawn out condolences that people tend to give.
Okay.
And I'm trying not to speak for most people, but when I also get the frustration because it's like I don't want to talk about this. I don't really know how I feel or what I need at this moment in time. I just know what you're doing irritates
That makes sense.
me. You know
That
what I
makes
mean?
sense.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a lot to type. That's why I was like, let me just take my 15-minute break and call it.
Oh, okay. I
Mm.
was like, yeah, that's and I was listening. I was like, as opposed to just assuming because which is an easy thing to do is I to ask questions. I'm like, tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean because I could have easily took that and ran with that. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what I need, and I don't. You know what I'm saying? And so, but instead of just assuming the worst or walking into a space where I was cultivating a negative interaction with you, I was like, can you just call? Can you just call? And then provide some clarity. Sometimes I don't understand what that looks like. Taking a break and just taking time to breathe. I do that a lot already. And for me personally, I'm not getting any um any relief. I'm just irritated, like constantly irritated. And he's trying to figure.
man.
What you saying? Go ahead.
No, I was like, man, like there's nothing much anyone can because everyone grieves and copes with life and passings in their own way. So like, there's not much you can really do, right?
Mhm.
Or anything like that anyone can say to really like aid you along in that. That's literally one of those things to where, right, it takes its own time and its own space, and you work through things how you work through them. Like when my grandmother passed, I was I was definitely of the mind like, don't talk to me about my nana, don't talk to me about my nana, because y'all don't know her and y'all don't know the relationship we had.
Mm.
You're gonna piss me off coming and trying to tell me what type of woman Barbara Wishay was. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you only know her from that aspect of what you saw from her. You don't know the complexities of her as a person, how what she was like in the morning, how she would wake up singing and just be joyful while she was making pancakes and played music. Or at the same and in the same vein could turn around and if you did the wrong thing, she could flip she could flip a spoon at you to whack you on the back of the head, right? In the most loving manner. So that's why when people talk to me about like a sibling or a family member or a friend that passed, it just kind of irritates me. It's like, yo, like you don't know the relationship we had. Then you gotta fake like you actually appreciate all the condolences and stuff. And it's tiring. It's tiring
It is.
because you're working yeah, because you're working through whatever emotions you're going through. You know, at times there's times that, you wake up and you crying because you're missing a person or the thought of the person causes you to cry or a memory and then it just throws you all out of whack and you never know. So that's not like it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Um, because I personally don't believe that we were meant to like even understand passing just because of the way our cells and our body and our brain is made up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think we're meant to like really understand it fully
Okay, let me
at
ask
all.
this. Since you mentioned that, which is same thing the text message that I received said that whatever the case may be. Let me just ask this because how is it that we are so easily set to agree that we are to accept and live, accept life, celebrate life. You get what I'm saying? But we're not supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not prepared for the transition. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How is
Yeah.
houseway though? You get what I'm saying? Like, is that something that we should be doing a better job at in this life, or are we just not spiritually attuned to be able to understand what that means? And
Uh,
because we haven't attuned spiritually to it, is this why it's so negative? Is this why there's such a rough recourse when it comes to that part of our lives?
I I think that even though we know about passing and we know about death and we can be even mentally prepared for it, it could be the suddenness of it, or even when it's time when a person is elderly and they're hitting their that time, and it's just like I just going off a whole scientific way of looking at it, not even in just a spiritual look at it. When you look into the Bible and things like that, and it says that we're created to just be perfect, right? When you look at how our bodies and our brain and everything works and how it heals,
Mm-hmm.
we should definitely be beings that can infinitely regenerate ourselves, right? We
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be hitting points in our bodies and where we're breaking down and things like that now. Whatever you believe spiritually or not, we do, right? I mean, even going to looking at pictures and videos of people that have died or something that's happened, like you recognize that that person is like they're not coming back, but the picture, the or the scene in itself doesn't look real. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to follow you.
Um, because like, and maybe I'm just speaking from my view,
Okay.
but anytime I've seen anyone that's been passed, it's like, yo, they just look sleep. They don't like, huh? You know what I mean? It look like they should be able to wake up right now, but they're not going to wake up. And I
Right.
think it's the grasping with not waking up that causes a problem, especially with us being conscious beings, who are self-aware and self-aware of life and all the things that pass and die along around us. Like, I think when it's something close to us, it hurts more, right? Because we feel it even when somebody who's not close to us passes away. Like, it still stings. It doesn't feel the same because the emotional attachment isn't there. But it's still like that person's not here anymore. And then life continues to go on while like we want them here.
Okay.
I don't think
I'm understanding that.
yeah, I don't think we're programmed to literally understand not existing.
Mm. Is that something
You know,
that can
even
be something that can be taught, or do you think it is something that was just hardwired in our like DNA, like in our spirit? Like we
I
we
think
won't
that's in our
understand that.
I think that's in our spirit. That's why when you look at the multitude of religions and beliefs, I mean, you go to heaven, you go to hell, you go to nirvana, you go to all these different places when your physical body ceases to exist because we're trying to find a way to make it make sense to us what happens when we're no longer physically walking the plane of earth.
Mm.
I don't really think we're meant to understand like what death really is, what passing really is. I mean, even when you look at the our community as a whole, we don't really like to say, "Oh, John died." We say John passed away or John went home. You know what I mean?
I do understand that, and I've been when I said passed away earlier, I was saying it and using the terminology that I know is sweeter on the ear because I said that I said that to acknowledge the fact that when I read about certain celebrities, let's just say when I'm reading the article and a certain celebrities that says actor or singer person whatever at this age has died, I'd be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Or actor, such and such, or a singer, whoever person, whatever, um, found dead, such and such, such and such. I'd be like, ouch. every time. I'm like, why
Exactly.
do you have to say it like that? But nonetheless, I went so that I'm saying this to support what you're saying. That says that I understand what you're saying about no one really wants to
Hmm.
you get what I'm saying? No one really wants
Hmm.
to acknowledge any of that.
No one. I mean, you can go as far to even looking in the animal kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
They mourn their like birds, cats, dogs, elephants, like they mourn their passing, right? Like they mourn the passing of their friends and their mates,
The
and
same way.
it's the same exact way. And it's weird for me to even like try to explain, but I don't think things the creator created us to end, right? Or
Mm,
to have the concept of what your actual physical being ending means or what that's like.
okay.
You know, that's
Marima
just my personal belief. Yeah, just
Marima said, John is still here. He just everywhere now. Someone else I was talking with had that same ideology that in the flesh we are limited to the area or limited to travel in space where our flesh is able to go, right? But
hmm
once we leave the flesh and we become only spirit and we become what they say and we go to where God is. You understand what I'm saying? And
hmm
according to scripture and according to most practice, God is omnipresent. So if he's everywhere, then would not be the spirit of the loved one everywhere?
according to that, yes.
According to that though,
I
right?
mean,
I'm just saying
yeah,
according to that. Of course, we know that that's not the end all be all
yeah,
idea. And I'm just trying to be fair
yeah.
because
I mean,
you know.
yeah. I mean, even in certain teachings, right?
Mhm.
Like when you pass away, your life goes back into the world, right?
Okay.
And it's such a simple thing that keeps us alive. It's just a little spark of electricity that keeps us going. It keeps our cells moving, and keeps us multiplying, keeps your hair growing. Like it's just a spark of electricity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Once that
I
spark of
do understand that.
electricity leap, like it's crazy. That spark of electricity is what causes your lungs to fill with air, causes your heart to beat, and those two things in conjunction causes your brain to work. That causes everything else to flow, all from a spark.
So
The spark in itself,
even in that, even you using the term of spark of electricity, is that still us not trying to simplify the concept of what a life force is? You get what I'm
it
saying?
is.
I'm just saying, is
It
that
is.
at the same thing as simplifying what a life force is and what is put into place to charge you up and to get you going? Am I right, or
Yeah.
am I thrown off a
No,
little bit?
no, you hit that right on the head. You hit that. That is us trying to simplify it because we still can't even as beings quantify exactly what consciousness is.
Right. And I
Right.
guess that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, and like most said, Maurice said here, he said that's a perspective from the knowledge we use in today. You know what I'm saying? So we talking about electricity as a terminology for us trying to still simplify what an actual life force is. Where did it come from? How was it kept going? And we only know that because that's why they using those what's it called? Dang it, come on, I forgot what is it called when they jump your heart. What's it called? What are they called? Um,
Mm-hmm.
EMDs or something like that, electromagnetic devices,
Defibrillators.
defibrillators,
A
right?
defibrillator.
Right. So we're using those because somebody figured out that if you send a charge of energy through the body, then it keeps everything. It'll help to encourage the continued pulsating of all these things, right?
Uh-huh.
But we don't know that that's what it is. Maybe like because electricity come from one place, they created an electric force but that doesn't mean that that's what we are, right?
We emit electricity though.
We do emit electricity. That's right, because the truth of the matter is,
Back in the day,
is it
they called it the
electricity
breath
though?
of life.
You know what
They
I'm
called
saying?
it the breath of life back in the day.
Okay, I understand what you're
You know what I
saying.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So understanding like terminology changed from breath of life into electricity,
Okay.
right? Or spark, force, whatever we call it. Could we say that force now? Could we say that force, that spark, that electricity, that breath of life, is that the consciousness?
I don't know.
Right?
I think that is definitely going to require a very in-depth conversation.
Exactly. Because then now that changes the entire the conversation because trees also emit electricity, right?
Yeah, but
And then
right.
emit stresses. And so now then that changes the entire concept of what consciousness is.
But does it?
And
But does it though?
no, on our understanding, because we tend to think that only mammals or birds
Mm-hmm.
have have consciousness where they can actually be self-actualizing. Like, I recognize this is me. You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand what you're saying, but
Or like being self-aware.
not to tear it apart. You get what I'm saying? But it's been already proven that not only is water, quote unquote, a living organism. You get what I'm saying? The water itself, not the pieces of living life in it, but the water itself, and is actually affected by certain levels of positive and or negative energy, quote unquote,
Oh yeah,
as
yeah,
well
definitely.
as other inanimate. Obviously, plants and trees are growing and are conscious of certain things because they lean towards the light and they lean away from things that are causing them harm. Their bodies
Hmm.
will or reconform to accommodate whatever that offset is. Am I right?
Yeah,
So
like we
now,
do the same thing.
so now we are labeling it um to where our minds can wrap around or offer some understanding. However,
Hmm.
my point to that is I get that these are the languages that we're using. I just want to be mindful that when we're using the quote unquote today's language to address these assumptive concepts, that we keep in mind that we just trying to figure out ways to make it make sense. No different than all of a sudden everybody's a narcissist. All of a sudden everyone is,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Well, it's not all of a sudden. They were that already, and now the behavior has a title. You understand what I'm saying? That
exactly.
they were that
Yeah,
already, and now the behavior has a title. I just don't want it to get confused that this we trying to stamp it in and say that this is what that is. This again an assumptive ideology on just based on personal experience, but not the answer. I just want to
oh,
be clear about that. Right.
no, like I wholeheartedly agree with you, right?
Right.
But like we've been saying this entire time, that goes back to us not really being able to conceptualize or actualize within thought in ourselves passing. You know what I mean?
Okay. A little clearer for me.
So the reason why we label and we use different terminologies regardless of whatever time, whether it was two, 3,000 years ago or today,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we literally had the a full understanding of what it's like for our consciousness to no longer be on a physical plane. We might understand that when we pass away, like our energy goes somewhere, it goes into everything, but we don't understand what that means. So grappling and trying to grasp that concept is what we're struggling with as humans as a whole.
That's deep. I don't know. I mean, I get it,
Right?
and
Because if we
as I'm am now, you know what I'm saying, at this half a century point, just trying to figure out how much of IDGAF really is in my heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't care, it's that I'm tired of engaging with the result being harm to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't care. It's just that I want to engage, I want to care, and I want to interact without being the one that is harmed. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
So when we're moving and trying to understand people, times, moments, situations, whatever, in this cycle of life, and how things are just not what we expected them to be, whether it's because someone has transitioned, whether they've died or passed away, or because there's been a piece of something taken out of our lives. This is why I want to have these conversations, because we're so not used to having these types of discussions, that husband and wives are not talking what's going to happen if one of us dies. Okay, because I hate the term, well, something happened to me. If we die, fam, if you die, what is that going to look like? You get what I'm saying? And then waiting until your children are too old to be able to have the conversation. I mean, we done established and locked in relationship. We love one another. We done build, and now I'm feeling like my mom and my dad are gonna be here, and whatever. And then now we gotta all of a sudden have a conversation. Well, I know we've grown up and thinking that life is hunky dory, but just for the record, I have 6 months to live. What? Why is this not a part
Yeah,
of our regular conversation? You understand what I'm saying? So that it's not
it's not.
so taboo.
See, the thing is, I believe like what we do, and I believe this is just a failure on us as human beings, is where we grow up and we have these talks with religion, like so we know we'll pass away, right? Everyone knows they're going to pass away at some point in time. They just don't know how, or they don't prepare. They don't prepare anyone for it, right? Um, we're never prepared. It seems like the smallest pieces, the smallest portion of society is prepared for when, a brother, a mother, a sister, or a child is going to be no longer, because I think it's a scary topic to talk about. It's an uncomfortable topic to talk about.
But here's the thing, though, not trying to be funny, but it's only uncomfortable and scary because we've waited 30 years to have the conversation. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? 30 years into 30 years in your life. Like, let's just say upon birth. You get what I'm saying? These are regular parts of our conversation we have in home. You get what I'm saying? Upon birth. Now it's not scary. And now it don't feel it's not going to change how it feels to be at loss, but maybe it could change the feeling of that loss. Maybe we could have that type of discussion. What up, Ship? How you doing, babe? Maybe we could have that kind of offset. You understand what I'm saying? Making it a part of the norm as opposed to just being sidelined it by, and in my personal opinion, I feel like that's poor guidance. It's poor mentorship. But
oh it
we've
is.
done it, but we've done that for just in all of our existence. You get what I'm saying? I just believe that it's a poor form of mentorship. And I don't want to just say parenting, because it's not just parents that have failed in that capacity. They stopped talking about childbirth in school. Like, there's a whole subject on it. You know what I'm saying? Childbirth, sex ed, or whatever the case may be. That was important to talk about, but not death. You know what I'm
And
saying? We're here to talk
and
about finances and other stuff, but nobody thought that at no point in time it was important to talk about death.
because I think it's like that. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
I think it's like that. Like I said, it's just because it's, even though we know it's important,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to talk about it. For one, with young people, because they believe it's going to scare young people, right? Um, Two, no one wants to face their own mortality. And I think that's part of the problem because like people don't want to face their own mortality, even though they know they'll pass one day.
But that's what I'm
It's
saying
it's
though.
it's
We don't want to face it because we grew up not facing it. When we were younger, if this has become a part of our norm, like the same way we talk about, and these are the seasonings that you use for such and such, such and such. You get what I'm saying? Or in order to have a great orgasm, you have to A, B, and C. You understand what I'm saying? This casual as we talk about that, why even at this stage and within the year of our Lord 2024, why is this still not discussed with our children?
I,
And then from then, let alone amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Without it being morbid.
a,
Go ahead. I'm
a
sorry.
lot of it is a lot of those things are disguised with disguised as love. Right? I don't want to freak you out because I love you. I don't do this because I love you. I had a discussion with my mom, which is wild because I heard the same thing mentioned on like uh Instagram or Facebook like a month or so ago, where I said the same thing to my mom. I said, Mom, if you really love me, you would have taught me how to survive in the situations that you want to keep me from.
I saw that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's the thing. Like sometimes we love ourselves into oblivion, or we love ourselves into what's the word I'm looking for? Ignorance.
Okay.
About topics and about life. Like sometimes we gild and shield ourselves and our children so much that they're not prepared and we're not prepared
Okay.
for things. And it's just like let's use this for example. A mother teaches her daughter how to cook a roast, right?
Okay.
And at the end of the day, the mom always cuts off the ends of the roast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, 4 generations down the line, 80 years later, her great 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 granddaughter does the same thing. Her great great granddaughter's husband says, why are you cutting the ends off the roast? I don't know because my mom did it. So they talk and they say, well, because my mom's mom did it. My mom's mom did it. Great great grandma's still alive. They say, great great grandma, why did you cut the ends of the roast off? Oh, I cut the ends of the roast off because my pan was too small. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was really like she had a need to cut that off, but she never taught them like they don't need to cut the ends of the roast off. You know what I'm saying? She just taught them the process.
And she taught
Like
them
you
her
can make the roast.
process. Instead of
Yeah,
saying,
but
the pot is big enough and you don't have to do that anymore. These are the types of
exactly.
conversations that I be talking about. Like you got to be able to. We don't want to talk about nothing though, yo.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
as a
So
community. I mean, yeah.
so that's what I use that example to be like, yo, like sometimes we talk about things, but we don't talk about things in whole. We
Okay.
talk about things in parts. We leave pieces out, right? Say, oh yeah, you need insurance. Okay, how do I go get it? Why do I need it? What's the best kind? Well, what works best for me? What outside of what worked best for you? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, we don't talk about. We tell people that we need it or that they need it, but we don't sit down and we don't start from youth to tell them why they need it and how this is going to help them. Right? Because if you knew about how stocks and credit worked when you were 10 and that was drilled into you until you got out of high school and through college, there's you would have did better with credit earlier in life. You would have had stocks and then you'd have set yourself up and set the family up for generational wealth. I believe it's the same thing when it comes to death, right?
Okay.
Or passing away. If we teach about it starting young and what that means, right? Like
Okay.
the effects of it won't be as bad. Will you still hurt? Yes, because you won't have a loved one or a friend here anymore, right? But
Okay.
you'll have a better understanding of it if you're taught about it along the way. And and I just think that's how that goes with a lot of things that we teach in life. We don't teach in whole, we teach in parts and bits and pieces, and then we allow people to learn and bump their heads when it happens.
Do you talk to your boys about death?
Huh?
Do you talk to your boys about death?
I talked to my oldest, yeah, but my 4-year-old, I have
Okay.
just it's trying to get it's we still working on understanding why you got to use the bathroom when you need to use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But I let my son know that daddy won't be here all the time. Like daddy won't be here forever. You know what I mean? And I tell him
I
that,
do
and I
understand what you mean, and I'm not saying it with I wasn't asking with a recourse of judgment. I just was asking if you had done it. Some people don't, you know what I mean, and some people aren't ready to. Some people, I just wanted to know because I wish we had more frequently. I wish that these were conversations that I didn't want to not hear when we were younger, and I wish that I had learned when I was younger what that would look like or feel like, or to be able to facilitate those conversations so that when it happened, that I wouldn't be losing my shit. Like the amount of hurt. You'd be like, can we get I need a lull here. Just some can you back up off of the cycle of things that we have been through to get to this moment because I need a break. Hold on. Crystal Ship said, shout out to Auntie Reed and shout out to Crystal. Crystal said, sometimes parents simply don't know. It's no blueprint to raising a child. Sometimes parents can only give you what they have the capacity to give, whether that's knowledge or love. And then she said, heck, sometimes we have to teach our parents. And absolutely we agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I was just curious as to say, what do we do about not being able to have these conversations? Like our grandparents weren't talked about this with their grandmothers. You get what I'm saying? And you would think that even I don't know, maybe it was just the transition from slavery, or maybe it was prior to that when people stopped having these conversations, and maybe we didn't talk about that because it was during that time. This is the question I'm having, like, why do we cut off the ends of the damn roast? Do you understand what I'm saying? Why are we not talking about this? You follow what I'm saying, Dan? It's the same concept to me. Like we don't talk about it because of this. It's got to be something to it, as opposed to just, well, we just cut off the end of the roast because that's just what it is.
like that's just that's really hard to quantify. You know what I mean? That goes into, even if you want to dig deeper into stuff like that, like um why we don't talk about why the language of African American vernacular was even invented in the first place,
Okay.
right? Why do we code switch? Why are some black men hypersexual? Why is it taboo to say you lied? You know what I mean? So like a lot of that goes when we dig deeper. A lot of that goes back into what we was taught during slavery. Like what like you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We even though we knew how to speak English, we weren't even allowed to speak proper English. We had to like dumb down ourselves to talk to the people who owned us. You know what I mean?
I do.
So when you start looking at it in that vein, it's like, yo, like we've been wrong for so long. It's just ingrained in us, right? When you talk about, like, even talk about why some black men are hypersexual and some black women are hypersexual, is because they were inbreeding. They were literally bred. Like you would breed animals. They were food starved and sex starved until they became sex crazed people. And not only that, they were butt broke, right?
Okay.
So like as we tend to think about these things, we have to be more conscious of where things started. But then that opens up a whole other conversation that us as a people, even when we try to talk about it, they're like, well, that's the past. I don't want to talk about it. Well, the past dictates who you are now.
Okay.
Right. So if we had to have those conversations back then about death and what it looked like and what does it mean for us as people and how they work our way through it, we'd be better equipped now. Right?
That's kind of what I'm saying, though, Dan. That's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, so
Yeah, no,
we
I
know
agree.
that
I'm
that's not
agreeing with you.
happened over the years. You get what I'm saying? For sure, it's not happened over the years. And trying to ask grandma, why? You get what I'm saying? So now that we're having this conversation today with the mindset of today, how can we regulate or make this a part of our norm? You follow what I'm saying? How can we add this to the conversation line?
That's the question.
Being able to have this conversation with you know what I'm saying, our teenagers, our children. You know what I'm saying? Well, there'll be bands on, and we don't have to talk about the spiritual part of it. You think, well, maybe that's it. Maybe because of the spiritual conflicts of what happens when you die. Um maybe that's the thing that's keeping us from having those conversations, because we can't go up to the point of and then your body becomes this. You get what I'm saying? And when you take your last breath, then this happens to your body. You get what I'm saying? Unless, I mean, you know what I'm saying, in which ways of form, whether it was because your chest was caved in by your steering wheel, or because someone shot you, or because someone suffocated you, or you suffocated. Maybe you had an asthma attack, maybe your heart attack. Either any of those ways, you stop breathing, right? Your heart stopped beating.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever happens to your body in that moment, until we're not talking about what happens to your spirit or your soul. I think we never even got to that part, because we can't even talk about what happens to our bodies. You follow what I mean?
I follow exactly what you mean.
Like, we can't even talk about and up until, you know what I'm saying, and then we start talking about conversations, and I don't want the community to be so, oh, such and such got shot, such and such died, such and such. But that's not the same thing as I'm accustomed to or become behavioral desensitized, excuse me, to homicide. Is not the same thing of understanding and embracing the life transition journey. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. It's such a vast topic to talk about, to the point
We
to
talk
where
about
it's like,
everything else, though.
yeah, we do.
And I do mean
But you
everything
gotta,
else. People talk about putting gerbils in a butt, fam. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious.
no, I understand.
Somebody is
So
seeking pleasure to the capacity that they put another live animal in their intestines through their rectum.
that's wild work. Um, I ain't even chuckle at that, but
I'm
that's
just saying
wild.
it
But
is wild. And we talk
but
about that,
it's
but we can't
true.
talk about
It's true.
and then you could die.
But now you're talking about all fleshly things, right?
Okay.
When it comes to passing away is not a fleshly thing. That has to do with you or someone you love no longer being here,
Mm-hmm.
right? If we look at it if we can get to a point as human beings where we look at it as, oh, it's just this fleshly thing that happens, right? Then that'll be different. But then here comes the quandary in that. If we start looking at death like it's meaningless, like what would that do to you as a human, like human? You know what I'm saying? As a being, would you lose your humanity? for people.
Mm.
Because now you're cold and callous, because now you can become cold and callous towards something that's an everyday thing, right? Even though people pass away every day, people from your life don't pass away every day.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Auntie Rita said, I talked to my children about death and dying when they were young teens. They didn't want to, but it's necessary. Having your affairs in order is common in my generation.
Yes. I'm gonna continue. Hey, I do gotta go. I'm gonna
Okay.
continue listening
Mhm.
in on this. This is a really great conversation, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm gonna continue to listen in on the topic though.
Appreciate you. Thank you for much for calling in, Dan.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye.
It's always interesting trying to figure out what you need, and this conversation is like real good to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening to it, and the what I'm getting from it is, again, not that I'm not aware of the variety of concepts and ideas of what that looks like. I think that at this stage in my life, at this age in my life, I'm starting to feel more like I'm faced with not only my own mortality, but I'm faced with the mortality of those that are closest to me. I've been extremely blessed to spend many years with minimal loss of life in a direct connection to me. Um, my dad's side of the family. I believe my father is the oldest relative that I have on his side of the family. Um, which means my grandparents, if there were aunts and uncles, older siblings, my dad. I believe he has some cousins. I think he said he has some cousins, but I think he's older than them. You understand what I'm saying? And then there is this side of, but and mind you, I didn't get to experience any of those losses. When I say experience them, which means I had no relationship with that part of the family. Hold on one second. Can you check that? But that side of the family, you're welcome. Unfortunately, on my maternal side of the family, there have been several, but throughout my years, you know what I'm saying? My great grandmother, my grandmother, a couple of uncles, um, yeah, my great grandmother, my grandmother, like a couple of uncles, a cousin or two, some friends, lots of friends, um, lots of friends. Um, a niece, a nephew, and most recently my brother. And for a family who is not very large in size, those numbers is big. They just really are. And I think about the concept of me not having any children, and I think about the lifeline and my legacy and what that looks like, and I think about how I'm living and whether or not my living appeases just my flesh. Am I appeasing um, the God that I serve? Am I worried or consumed with um, other people and their ideas or dot dot dot? You feel me? Or the dot dot dot. And I feel like it's so much going on, so much happening that no one wants to talk about it, and everybody wants to just sweep it under the rug and continue moving forward like um it's not really anything happening, or it happened, but okay, but now you just got to keep living. I'm aware that we got to just keep living. Completely aware of that. It's definitely I feel like every time we come around, every time we get back around here, I feel like we caught up in this. Come on, Blaze, this exasperating cycle of lack of preparedness emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and I like Dan mentioned earlier. I don't want to be so commonplace that it's not a big deal. I just feel like that we've learned to handle certain situations, that this is a situation too that we should be learning to handle. And not just in an assumed space that, well, if you're older then you'll die faster, you'll die first, right? Because that's what we assume. If you lived longer, so you will die before the other people, and that is not true, right? My brother was 48. He just made 48 in July. He has 6 beautiful children, an amazing wife, and a ton of friends and family members who love him dearly. And without warning, and here's the offset of that. So did you want him to suffer? No, I did not want him to be suffering. Did you want him to be ill for a long time? No. No, I did not want him to endure any hardship so that I could feel better about his transitioning. I can gladly say that I don't believe that he there was question of the love that I had for him. I was very, very intentional about telling him. I was very intentional about making apologies with him, because Rao is a great brother. Like, seriously, looking at the scenario, um, we have the same father, and I did not grow up in the household with him. Well, my brother was so adamant about making sure, my younger brother, mind you, he is my younger brother. I don't I don't want to have this life and have a sister and you and not have a relationship with her. I was like, "What?" He's like, "No doubt that there's some trauma or some healing that needs to happen, and whatever that's going to look like for us, let's do it because I love you. You're my sister, and I want you to feel loved and welcomed and protected and supported in all of your feelings." I'm telling, how Sway. He showed up like, I want you to know. I'm gonna answer this phone because I'm live, and I'm sure that this is something that he, yeah. Are you sure? Oh, okay. Is that right? Oh, well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Okay. Auntie Rita says, my aunt died, then my dad, then my brother. That was hard. Funny thing though, there was no emotional attachment to other family members that I did not know. The day passed and I moved on. I've always thought that was interesting. Interesting. That it is. But that just tells us about the quality of those relationships and how you hear about a passing of a family member or someone you may know or someone that knew someone that you knew, and as long as it wasn't a um direct interjection into your life, then we was okay. I'm even with that. So here's my thing with that. I cried when Luther Vandross died. When I don't know me. He did not know me. Okay. And I have never met Luther. You know what I'm saying? Heavy D broke my heart. You understand what I'm saying? Gerald Levert. I don't know these people. I don't know them. And I like when I said on these people, like I'm exposed to some of their art, their creativity, but brokenhearted. Some people did not do well losing Prince, Michael, or Whitney. You know what I'm saying? And these are people, we talking about people that have never met, never been to a concert, never. Come on, man. Where does that type of connective passion comes from? Where does that type of obligatory mourning come from? It's crazy. You know, you want to have a show and you want to talk on your radio show and you want to talk about all the things, and here we are building communication, strengthening the ties of relationship as we strengthen the way that we communicate and understanding, as we learn to be better listeners and more proactive in how we are responsive to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You feel what I'm saying? We talk about women's health issues and things that come up, and how in the hell I had a double ear infection. One was viral, one was bacterial, and we have no idea how that happened. No sinus infection, no none of that. And then 2 weeks later, I had a kidney infection and kidney stones. I've been sick for almost 2 months. This level of antibiotics is out of control. You understand me? You know, but we talk about that and how maybe I'm dehydrated. And that's where the stones came from, because no one really knows what happened and how they came to be. But we know that I definitely have been dehydrated. And so that's the assumption. And while, all the doctors are working their practice, we're trying to figure that out. So this we talk about women's health and breast health and breast cancer and all the things that could possibly be with our bodies, and how we're not listening and where our bodies are falling apart because we're not following the details that comes along with them. And we talk about entrepreneurship and how this life ain't for everybody, and how you got to follow up on this and make sure you do your taxes, and make sure if you don't know, you have somebody to help you do such and such questions, and maybe you call and talk to the people at the state and find out what the numbers look supposed to look like. Maybe you call and work through the details with the sir, ma'am, please, and thank you. You feel me? All the stuff we talk about. We spend this time building and connecting and growing and learning, and as long as if I'm talking about relationships and talking about how we should be humping on each other, because we talked about that too. Listen, Headboard Conversations is a whole series of let's have better engaging sex. You get what I'm saying? And how to be better partners and better listeners, and determine if we are truly able to fulfill the desires of our partners. And some people cannot. And y'all in these relationships, and y'all be mad because your partner don't like what you doing and don't like how you doing it. And then you offended because somebody else like it. But then why are you not with the other person? And you're wasting these people time. wasting their time. But we talk about that. And we talk about recipes and foods and alcohol and drinks and all the things that are lighthearted and easy to push through. But when it comes to accountability, when it comes to brokenheartedness, when it comes to death, we run and hide. We slip away. We dodge the bullet per se. People are broken when it comes to having conversations about what's going down in the community. And yeah, we all got something to say. I'm not voting. That's stupid. Please tell me you've taken the time to understand the pros and the cons of who is in office making laws and making things. Please tell me you've taken the time to do that. Base at the aldermanic level and then up. Do you know your alderman? Does your alderman, man or woman, know you? County executives, Congress. Do you know who these people are that are making the decisions that are going to affect your livelihood? In addition to that, Lord knows what's going down in the presidency. The vote tomorrow. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you and your children, if you have them. But no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about how some people don't like Kamala because she is not white. And I'm saying that because I don't know what her confirmed race is, and I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? I do believe that she is not Caucasian. And okay, I love the fact that she is a woman. I absolutely love that. And then I hate politics. Like I hate the concept of, well, you scratch my shoulder, I scratch mine. Politics is how I got screwed out of the last business that I was screwed out of because somebody was playing games in my face. Let me back up real quick. So, but before then, I don't like politics, okay? And I don't like the concept of the manipulation that comes along with, if you don't help me with this, then I'm going to make sure that yours doesn't do that. Okay. As notice, I didn't say if you don't help me, then I won't help you. I'm going to make sure it's a whole other thing of the situation. You feel me? But let's have these conversations. Someone was saying, well, we have to figure out who we're voting for and why we're voting for them. Yeah. Yeah. It matters. It absolutely matters. And if you don't know that, if you don't believe that, like, what was you doing? What was you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not a fan of the other dude. He not a fan of me. Or people that look like me, people that work like I work. All the things. Like no. I don't there are not enough zeros in my bank account to know that he got my back. And because of that, yeah. 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 Let's just get all of that together. Let me look here. All these I'm just coming up with this voter information. Okay. I want to put this here. I know you guys, I just want you to go vote. I could spend the rest of my time trying to tell you who to vote for. I'm gonna pull that stuff up for you. Marima said it's the heartstrings. I understand. I understand it's the heartstrings. Auntie Rita said I was fine doing those things. However, when Kobe died because his daughter was with him, that broke my heart. Understood. Same game, different candidate. They did the same stuff with Obama. Tomorrow I will make my voice heard. we vote as a family over here. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I listen. Same thing. They trying to do the same stuff, tear it down. I don't have the capacity to play these games with these people. I just want y'all to know that let me see. I'm trying to find out all the details. There is a spot online where you can let me see. You can go to myvote.wi.gov. Okay, my vote.wi.gov. Okay, and you can turn in when you can find out how where do I vote. Okay, and also what's on the ballot. You understand what I'm saying? You type in your address, what's on my ballot, search by address. And then it'll tell you what'll be on the ballot that you need to see so you can ask questions in advance. I know it's tomorrow, but it's still not too late to get clarity. You understand what I'm saying? What's going to be on the ballot? What's happening in your area? Search by address. Let me go back here. Let me see. Um, register to vote. Nope. And let me see. I'm just want to see what time it opened. I want to put it here so I can. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Oh my. Just bear with me, y'all. I'm getting it together. Let's see. So of course, my poll opens tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm saying mine because I'm assuming that's what it is around the state or around the city here and whatever. I know exactly what ward I'm supposed to go in. I know what school I'm supposed to go to, what time my polls open and what's going on. Shout out to comedian D Rock for chiming in who says you are amazing, and then he said go Trump, which I'm not sharing on the screen because I don't have to. Okay. Let me take this banner off real quick. I just wanted to also take a moment. I'm trying to get D Rock on the show. So I believe he will be here before the month is out. As you all know, he is also preparing for a live taping at the end of the month on November 30th. He is going to be at Wilson Theater and Vocal Hall at the Performing Arts Center, which is ecstatic. We're ecstatic about, glad to be able to have that information out there. Um, okay, thank you. So we'll be he said he'll be here next week Monday. So I'll be interviewing D Rock next week Monday. Live on the show. We'll talk more about what is coming with what's coming up with the show. And I think that if you went to the first show, he got a little something. I'm excited also. Anywho, I'm not going to keep y'all much longer. I want to thank y'all for entertaining me for today and allowing me to engage you all. Again, I know I'm all over the place, but this is what happens when you be all over the place and you can't really show up for yourself, let alone show up for anybody else. I'm going to keep trying, right? No, I'm not going to say it. Thank you. I'm not going to say it. You just type it up there all you want to. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Anywho, it's been real, y'all. And until I'm completely together, you gonna catch me. I'm coming as I am. Next week I'll be here with D Rock and we'll figure out what that look like next week. Prior to us getting ready to do this amazing thing on the 30th. Live taping. If you want to know details of it, please visit keepasmileonyourface.com. That's KASOYF.com and scroll down to the events and purchase your ticket. Tickets are available now, have been. You understand what I'm saying? To that, in addition to that, I believe blowradio.com is giving away some tickets. And I heard that it might be a couple of VIP tickets online somewhere. But you didn't hear that from me. I'm just gonna throw this out here real quick, and then we'll figure out. I heard that there might be a couple of VIP tickets available for a little shenanigans going down, but you didn't hear that from me. And until next week, thank you, Auntie Rita. I appreciate that. Love you guys. I holla.
Ah, ah.